with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So it's Friday today. There's a little bit of semblance of normality coming back into the world at the moment. Just for a minute though, this is only going to last a few months and then it's full-blown chaos. But for now, things are reopening. June 1 in Australia, they're opening all the bars up again, bars and restaurants to 50 people maximum in your venue, which is a good amount of people actually. How many more than 50 do you need? I'm more of an 8 guy. 8 people in the bar, music down low and a lot of yelling, progressively getting louder and louder. So everyone's starting to get a little bit more excited now. But are they really? Do people really want to come out of isolation? To me, this just feels like the end of camp. The end of summer camp, the last day, everyone's packed up. It was a great time. You're not sure if you did everything you wanted to do. You didn't end up fingering anyone, or you didn't get fingered yourself. You did see a little bit of titty, but that's only because you were standing on your mate's shoulders peeping in to the girls' change room. Doesn't really count, but you will count it for at least 5 more years. Now camp's over and we're walking to the bus on the way back to school. Your shitty parents are going to pick you up. You got a couple more days for the weekend, but then it's fucking back to reality. That's how I feel anyway. Except now reality is going to be way worse than it was. All the people I know who work in construction are already losing their jobs. I'm going to look back on these 8 weeks as possibly the best 8 weeks of my entire life. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is some fucked up Friday stories. That's what we need, some fucked up Friday stories to remember we're human. We make mistakes. Every now and then we take it a little too far, and that's okay. Forgive yourself. And then do exactly the same thing next weekend. So this week I actually got a bunch of fucked up Friday stories sent in. Thank you very much for that. I think my whinging is finally paying off. And they're all fucking good stories. I actually want to read them all out today. But I'm just going to go with the order they were sent in. So this story today was sent in by Jeff. He sent me a message saying, "Can you just call me Jeff? I always thought I'd like to be called Jeff, and it's my go-to name for the police. So experienced, I like it." So thank you, Jeff. I don't even know where you're from. I'm going to say Britain, maybe. Jeff from Britain. So here's this week's Fucked Up Friday story. So my mate was getting married and his best man sent me an email saying we're going to Krakow in Poland. Okay, but we all need to bring fancy dress because it's a stag do. That's a cunt move. Fancy dress. What are you, women? On a hen's night? Walking around with like devil ears and a Triton thing? I hope you got some hot male strippers. I wasn't keen for this because personally, I think people that do that are just fucking cunts. But anyway, well, I really didn't need to go on that little rant, did I? So first night we're there, we drop our shit at the hotel and go straight out. In Krakow, they don't do measures, they just pour it out like it's fucking tap water. Anyway, I got fucking hammered. We go to a few bars. I was enjoying myself. Pretty sure I impressed some of the local girls with my chat. Yeah. That's like me saying I did real well in Thailand. When I was on Koh San Road, fuck, I did well. They loved the Boyles chit-chat. Then I black out. Next thing I remember is waking up in a concrete room, no windows. I have a catheter up my cock. I'm tied to a gurney with these leather wraps. Both arms, both legs, like a pissed up Christ. Catheter in the dick. What's a catheter in the dick for? I'm on my own in this room, so I'm like, fuck. I'm in fucking Poland. These fuckers are basically Russian. Nice. Fuck, I'm in Japan. These cunts are basically Chinese. I'm in fucking Poland. These fuckers are basically Russian. They are gonna take my organs. I used my teeth and got both of the arm restraints undone. I then got one of the foot ones undone with my hands. Then 2 big dudes come in wearing leather jackets. I'm thinking, okay, my worst fears have been confirmed. They're going to harvest me. Anyway, they tried to get the restraints back on, and I think they want my kidneys. So I fight back, headbutt one of these dudes right in the nose. They just left the room talking Polish. I carry on trying to remove the final foot restraint. I nearly had it, and I see my clothes on the side, so I think I'll just get dressed and run out of there. Wasn't to be. 5 police come in. I then realize that this is actually a hospital, not an organ farm. I apologize and explain I thought they were trying to harvest my organs. They gave me back my clothes and put me in the back of a police car and drove me to the police station in Krakow. I think for assaulting a nurse, but I'm not sure. On the way back to the station, I realized during the blackout I had picked up a gram of coke and it was still in the pocket of the clothes they just gave back to me. So I had a few choices: swallow it, drop it in the back of the police car, or keep it and hope they don't search me on the way in. Is there really a decision to make there? What you do is just put the whole bag in your mouth and start chewing like chewing gum. Chew the plastic too, swallow the plastic. Take that, who gives a fuck? I'll tell you right now, dropping it in the back of the police car shouldn't have been any of the options. He goes, I didn't want to swallow it because I saw a documentary recently and some Asian chick died from swallowing a ton of coke. Probably way more than I had. And almost certainly I'd been given fake shit anyway because I was so fucked. But you never know. So you were using the documentary about the drug mule that had to swallow 3.5 kilos of coke just to get $20 to feed her family as the reason not to chew your 1 gram of coke. I'll just do the math quickly. You're in Poland. What's the Polish currency? It's like the zloty or some shit, isn't it? I don't know how big the Polish market is for El Chapo, but I'm pretty sure the zloty wasn't the main currency he was after. So taking that into consideration, I would say that cocaine was probably 10% pure. So you would have been safe and you would have got a little buzz. Okay, so it goes. So I kept it in my pocket, and then when we got into the station, but before they processed me, I said I need a shit. I said I need a shit immediately, urgently. They said fine, but we're going to leave the door open. Well, fucking great. So I'm pretending to take a shit, and there is an entire waiting room full of Polish criminals watching me faking a tenuous shit while trying to drop this bag of fake coke in the toilet. Well, I did it, flushed up and went to the processing desk. I was the first in my cell. I thought, shit, this is a massive cell. This is going to be all right. But about 3 hours later, there was about 15 other people in my cell. I was laying with my back against the wall, fucking terrified. Anyway, some massive fucking Polish guy comes in and says, hey, how you doing? I had no idea who this fucking guy was, but apparently during my blackout, we had become good friends and I bought him a drink. Thank fucking God I'm generous when I'm pissed. That's a life lesson as well. That's a tip for everyone out there. If you have trouble meeting people or making friends, just start buying rounds. Take a little bit extra out. Take an extra $150, $200. Start throwing it around. There's nothing drunks like more than people buying them drinks. So it's a good way to make friends. So 18 hours later, without food or water, they let me out. Fuck, you must have had the driest fucking mouth. Did you ever contemplate a glass of toilet water? I contemplate a glass of toilet water because I can't be fucked going to the kitchen. They let me out. My friends were waiting outside because fortunately one of them was half Polish and they'd rung around the hospitals and police stations. They got a couple of confirmations. I didn't go out for the second night. I didn't even need the fancy dress. And that's the real tragedy of the whole story. You didn't get to wear your Elton John glasses and wig. I sent a message back to see if he remembered what he actually did to get arrested and end up in the hospital, but he couldn't remember. But that was a fucking great story, man. Thank you for sending it in. Appreciate it. That's Fucked Up Fridays done. Send in your stories. Try and top that shit. That's a fucking hell of a story. All right, that's it. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you the fuck later.